Hello friend, in this video we are going to learn Numpy array creation. The ND array, that is n-dimensional array object, can be constructed with the help of various routine. So I am going to consider first, that is numpy dot empty. Okay, as its name specifies, the empty routine is used to create uninitialized array of specific shape and data type. So I'm going to consider the syntax. So syntax is numpy dot empty. Then here I call some argument. First one is the shape. Second one is d type. So data type I consider here as a float, and here I say order, let's say C. Okay, now here the shape represent the desired shape of specific array, while d type, that is data type, represent the data type of array item. By default is float. Then third one is order. Order is the C style row measure order. It can be set F for Fortran style column measure order. So let's consider the example. So I assume this is marked down for me and try to run it. Now here I call my numpy, import numpy as an np, then I write array equal to np dot empty. Then here I am going to define the shape is 3, 2. So total number of rows are 3, total number of columns are 2. Then I forcefully change the data type. So data type by default it's a float, but I'm going to change it. So I write here as an integer. Now here I'm going to print my array. Let's check what happened. So it generates the output of 3 rows and 2 columns, and here d type is integer. I'm going to copy this as it is and try to paste here. Instead of d type equal to integer, I'm going to consider here as a float. Now let's check what happened. Here the same shape of array is going to generate it, but here data type is changed. So here different values are going to print it. Now we are going to consider the another routine, that is numpy 0. So here I write numpy 0. Then numpy 0 is used to create the array with a specific shape where each numpy array item is initialized with the help of 0. So I'm going to consider here first syntax. So here I write numpy dot zeros, and here I call first parameter, that is shape. Second parameter is d type equal to float, and third one is order is equal to again C. Then here the shape represent the desired shape of specific array, while d type represent the data type of array item and default value is float. Then third one is order. The order is nothing but the C style row measure order, and here C is default value. You can also set the value F for Fortran style column measure order. So we go with C always. Now I'm going to consider the example and try to implement it. So here I write numpy as an np, and I write array equal to np dot zeros. Here I define the shape. The shape of array is 3, 2, and here I consider d type. Forcefully I define here integer. Okay, it is not compulsory because default value is float. Then I'm going to print it. So print. So I'm going to print here array. So try to run. here the array is going to generate with the size 3 comma 2. Total number of rows are 3 and total number of columns are 2, and here data type is integer. So let's check what happens if I consider the data type as a float. So I copy this and paste. Here I consider data type as a float. Try to run it. Now here the float 0 value is going to generated with the same size. Now we people focus on the third routine. So it's a numpy once. Now this routine is used to create the numpy array with a specific shape, where each numpy array item is initialized with the help of 1. Now syntax is same. So if I consider this, so instead of 0 I write here once. So I copy this as it is and try to paste. So here instead of 0 I write 1. Now here shape represent the desired shape of an array, and data type by default is float, and we are going to consider the order as a C. So C is default value. Then we consider the example. So example, I'm going to write import numpy as a np. Then I write array equal to np dot ones. And here size is 3 comma 2, and I consider d type equal to integer, and then print the value of an array. Try to run it. Then here your multidimensional matrix is going to generate it with all element value equal to 1. Okay, so instead of d type equal to integer, I'm going to consider here as a float. Let's check what happened. So I write here as a float and try to run it. Now here the all values are converted into the float. So in this way we learn the numpy array creation with the help of empty, 0 and 1 routine.